So hello and welcome to this video. So I have played video games for a very long time, since the age of 12 actually, where I started playing with a Nintendo and later on with a computer and so on. And I kind of wanted to reflect on that and see what value it actually had and how it had a positive impact on my life, while there has also been a negative impact, which I may talk about in another video. I kind of want to focus on the value of gaming in this video and list you 4 benefits that I have identified that have brought some value into my life. With the first one being teamwork, another one being communication and organizing and motivating people, and lastly the language learning process and then the intercultural communication part of language learning. So let's dive into it and start with teamwork. So are you a team player? Well, if you play video games, especially those where you can't really do anything alone, having some team or some group probably makes the whole a lot better. And the same applies in real life, where for some problems you just need a team and need to have some other people with some other perspectives and so on to work on certain tasks, because the sum of your combined effort is often worth more than the action that the individuals themselves would produce. And trust me, I also know how annoying it can be working in a team where the goals don't really align, where the values don't really align, and where you kind of just work because you have to work. So that's like the typical school work. But in gaming, I think it's a bit different, and that's also what makes it kind of special, I suppose. Where you are often in this situation where you just can find another team really quick. Like, that team doesn't work out, well, I'm leaving, goodbye. And then you find a team with better cohesion and then go on with that. Well, and once you've found that team with great cohesion, you can then go on and assign different roles, or those roles will kind of merge because someone will become the leader and another one would like to just kind of follow the orders. So the thing that you basically do as a leader is, or well, we called it team captain, is that you have to come up with this strategy where everyone goes and what to do, at what time to plant the bomb, because we usually plant the bomb, kind of delegating the work and leading your team into this direction of the goal and just bringing you forward towards your goal of winning the game and eliminating the enemy team or detonating the bomb. Now, to actually do all this, you of course need communication. Without communication, oh well, that's not gonna work. So communication is also a skill that you will develop, or at least that happened to me when working in a team. Obviously, when you are the leader, you have to communicate clearly and concisely in this fast-paced environment of a game where you have only got a couple of seconds to decide where to go, because the enemies are already attacking you. You hear an enemy and you don't tell that to your team, well, that might mean that you will lose the round. And sometimes also that a conflict may arise because your teammate yells at you, oh, how could you not see that one? Or how could you not hear that one? Why didn't you tell me? Then conflicts will arise, and conflicts are definitely bound to arise. Like, that's in every kind of teamwork environment. There are just conflicts that will eventually arise. Well, and it may just be a small communication error that conjures up that conflict. Now, solving that conflict and making sure that the team doesn't collapse, that's probably the harder part. And that's something that you'll also have to figure out if you want to keep working together in that team. And before the conflict kind of grows too big, like cancer or something like that, you have to solve it, and you have to learn how to solve those conflicts. And that's also something that I have gained, like this conflict solving ability with teammates, with group members. So we once played a Fast Cup, for instance, and we lost a game, and so that one teammate was kind of blaming the other teammate and saying, oh hey, if you didn't play that bad, we might have won. Though it was not really that player's fault, it was more like the entire team's fault. Our group cohesion that I've mentioned earlier didn't really work in that game, because everyone kind of went about doing their own stuff and not really doing something together, pulling on that same string. And the way we solved that conflict, well, that was kind of easy. I actually just talked to that person and convinced them that the reason why we lost was actually not that person, but the team cohesion that we had, and that our communication was kind of bad. And we actually fixed that. And after we lost that second game, well, we didn't have that same conflict. It was more chilled, let's say, the atmosphere. And now again, are you a team player? Well, if you are a gamer, I suppose you may actually be, and you may actually have built some of those skills and haven't even realized it. That's actually something that I have realized studying international business, and I think many of you, dear viewers, have probably also already built skills like that. So go out there and use these skills. You can do great, I'm sure. And now next up, organizing things. And now I've possibly actually got a bit of an edge here, because I can also say, well, I organized videos, I organized streams, and I even organized a Warface Cup at one point. But there are also smaller things that you organize as a gamer if you've not got a YouTube channel. Like you'll, for instance, when you've got a clan or want to build a clan, you may organize that clan and organize a Discord server and create channels of communication and so on and so on. So you're organizing something there, and then you'll possibly also organize, at least that's something that we sometimes did, organizing interviews and so on, recruiting new members, basically almost doing HR work. And that is certainly also something that you'll need in your future life if you're working at a human resource position, I suppose. But I mean, there are probably also other positions where you can use these kinds of skills. And at the same time, you'll also do motivating, of course. Because, well, you've got that goal of becoming the greatest clan on the planet, or maybe winning that clan war season. That's what we sometimes really wanted. And you just go and motivate each player of the clan to play as much as possible and get as many clan points as possible, and really take part at those clan wars. I was also part of some clans where you had those clan leaders who even gave the players incentives to play as hard as they could and earn as many clan points as possible by providing some prize or some things like that. Maybe you did something similar to that, or maybe you've now got the idea how you can get your clan members to perform better in the next clan war. Well, good luck. But that's also just something that you do, motivating. And now probably my favorite part, which is language and more like the intercultural communication. So I don't even want to talk that much about my English, because I've already done so in another video, where I basically explained how I really improved my English skills. But I just gotta mention that you can really easily improve your English skills by communicating and interacting with people internationally. I mean, of course, especially British people and American people. But you can, of course, also learn other languages with people from other countries. Like I'm learning Spanish and Japanese, and I'm playing with Japanese players, people from Japan, or people from Spain or Latin America, and learning some Spanish, and then sharing my German knowledge with them, or my English knowledge. And then also some cultural knowledge, sharing the food, pictures of food. That's something that I personally kind of like because I like food, but well, you can pretty much share anything. When I played on the Russian server, for instance, we shared those really important words like, well, the vulgar kind of language, you know. All I really remember from my years of playing on the Russian server and playing with Russians is these insults and machina, like for the car. But I've also played with Turkish people on the Turkish server and interacted with them on their server. And you can of course also do that, though I think in the games that you've nowadays got, you probably won't really be forced to go to other servers. The Turkish server, it was kind of isolated from the European server, and so I just wanted to go there. And well, to the Russian server, because the Russian server was just, there were more players on it in Warface. But to cut to the chase, you can really improve on your intercultural communication skills and language skills with gaming, and that's something that will, I think, also help me in the future. And despite these positive things, there's also a negative side that I won't really talk that much about in this video, but you just have to realize there are those trade-offs. So if you play all night some video game, you are probably missing out on something else that may actually be more important for your long-term success or for some long-term plan that you've got. But in the end, you'll of course decide what is best. But so to conclude, there's definitely some value in gaming. Not that kind of value, but you know what kind of value I mean. And I think my gaming years have also helped me in some respect. And I also want to use this to really express my gratitude to all the people that I've played with, because it's just been really great working together with all those people from all over the world and achieving stuff that I would have sometimes not expected. For instance, winning the European ESL Cup in Warface. It was nothing big, but it was something big to me, and I'm grateful about all the nice experience that I've been able to make. Alright, and thank you, dear viewer, for watching this video. I hope I'll see you in the next video, so stay tuned. Bye bye. Not really that kind of value, but more like the value of the heart. Okay, now that sounds kind of stupid. I'll probably cut that out.